own and am the founder of Hidden Consumers Consulting, and we help navigate new markets of brand loyal consumers to our clients' brands. So today, let's talk about that brand value. There's so much to talk about in what brand value means for every company, but especially in the realm of natural and organics, where there's such a nice higher quality level of ingredients being used, and there's thought going into how things are being processed, the bottles, the packaging, everything comes together for a reason. And even though that's increasing your price, it also is lending a lot of value. So one of the things I do with my clients is I do a SWOT strategy. So if you've all done a SWOT analysis, what are your strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, threats? You figure that all out. It goes on a nice little graph, right? But I take it another level. I want to know, what really do you see as your threats? And I can tell you almost all of my clients see price as their threat. But if we take a look at what your strengths are and what your potential opportunities are, we can weigh that out and actually say, because you use those higher quality ingredients, which are your strength, you've now increased and decreased that threat level of price, right? Because it's going to come down to how we market and how are you explaining what you do and how does that get communicated to the world at large. Now, a big key of what I do is websites, because I know everybody has a website, but not everybody should, right? We're kind of at that point in technology where you threw something together. You might have even threw something together 30 years ago now. The 90s were literally 30 years ago. Oof, wow. But think about this. Like, if you haven't changed your website since the 90s, or maybe even since 2010, that was 14 years ago, you need to update that website because you're not functioning to get people to your website. So if you are in the business of natural and organics, you've got this great product, but your website is clunky, you are doing yourself no favor. With all the changes Google's made just within the last 3 years for their search engine, you have the best benefit of getting new traffic if you can accurately talk to your ideal client. And that's really where it comes down to your embracing your brand. Is we need to really show and write in the content what it is that makes that price so non-negotiable that you're like, I would pay that. I pay $20 for facial serum. $20. And that's just one of 3 steps I use on my skin. I'm not going to Target, I'm not going to some beauty line or beauty counter, because I know the quality of product I use. The ingredients are more, they're clean, they're pure, however that word is, that isn't made in a lab. That's what my products are. They're not made in a lab. So that means I'm going to pay more for a better quality product that makes my skin look great. I am 47, people. You don't get this by wearing Lancome or one of those other brands that have so much stuff in it that's lab made. I'm not going to Target, right? It's all about, I found brands that are better for my skin. Nothing against those other brands. They're great for some people, but not everybody can use them. And that's the difference, right? Your value of your price tag is coming in because not everybody can use you. There are specific people who are going to be brand loyal to you because, like me, they're intolerant to the other brands that you can buy at big beauty counters. They're intolerant to the brands you buy it in your local Target or Walmart, right? I can't even shop at any of the makeup counters. Like, think about the 2 major makeup brands that have brick and mortar stores. I can't even shop there because at the end of the day, I still have a reaction to their ingredients. And this is why the natural and organics industry really needs to get behind understanding, but communicating in their marketing what really is that differentiator. Because your price is non-negotiable for someone like me. I will pay that. I won't pay $70 for a bottle this big because, why? I've got great skin. But you have to think about it in those terms. What is that? What do you perceive as your threat? But really, when you look at the bigger picture, it's actually your strength and it's about how you communicate that to the people. Now, some really cool things. So, if you're curious about this whole conversation, this is the article, Embrace Your Values. It was me going down this really journey about what I learned selling diamonds and how that relates to the clients I'm helping today. Not my typical article. My article's a little bit more, they have SEO involved. They're like nice and this is like a journal entry. So if you want more of a journal entry, there you go. If you want to see about more about me and what Hidden Consumers Consulting does, check out our website at hiddenconsumersconsulting.com, which I thought I had it. Here it is. But I want you to go check it out for another reason. Um, One of the big things for me is I want to make sure all clients and all your ideal clients can find you and use your website. However, based on how we just pick our colors and people's ability to see or hear, our websites are not accessible to every single person. So I started working with Accessibility this week. So if you go to my website, in the lower right-hand corner, you're going to see a little blue dot with the new modern version of the disabled person in a wheelchair. Yeah, that's me. That's literally going to be me. My wheelchair is now on, almost ready to be on order. But that is, check out Accessibility, see what it does for my website, because I have some color issues. I love bright, bold colors, but they don't work well together, right? So use Accessibility on my site, see what it's like. If you want to learn more about websites and ADA and what Accessibility can do for you, this is my scheduling link to get on and talk to me. I will walk you through Accessibility, what it provides, and what they also offer, because nothing is a fail safe. You can still end up in litigation. So what do they offer as a way to back up the product they sell? And I have all that information. So feel free to schedule. And that's all it is a discussion with ADA and websites. If you choose to go with the 7-day free trial, I can get you set up during that meeting. And if you are just in the natural and organics industry and you're really curious about learning more about what I do, I start with a website assessment. So schedule your website assessment with me, and we will talk about what you're expecting, who is your ideal client, what markets should you be reaching, but you're not, because there's always going to be clients out there that you don't know exist. And I will do a website assessment for you to tell you, one, does your website actively attract the right clients with the right content? Do you have the right headers, SEO in place to make search engines trust your website? And I look at the back end too. What do you need to do from a technical standpoint to make sure your website is flowing and effectively? Keeping it updated is one of the big things that is not happening right now. So I will go through and walk you through why that's important as well. So many ways to just reach out, talk to me, learn more about what I do, and get an idea of what we can do to help your company. So if you are curious, feel free, go on back to my website, hiddenconsumers.gov, or if you're on LinkedIn, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Stay healthy and make sure to read your ingredient labels.